Hey, what's up, Reefers? Hope everybody's having a good week. I just want to do a quick weekly update of the 45-gallon cube tank. So let me highlight what has changed since my last update. As you can see, I'm taking a break from Pokemon Go after accomplishing my goal of catching that 100 fish and evolving him. I know, nerd, right? So I cleaned up the tank a little bit, scraped algae from the glass, and did a little bit of tweaks. And just let me kind of go through what changed. Now, one big thing that happened was that the red Gonipora, it was where the Go Torch was before. It got knocked down and flipped upside down into the blue ricordea, and it was not a happy camper. So for the last week or so, it was very unhappy, and the side of the frag was actually receding a little bit. I think it had some like it was dying back a little bit. But thankfully, I think it's recovering well. Polyp is finally extending again, although it's not extended as far as before when I first got it, but it is definitely recovering. The reason it kind of got flipped over is because like it is on a frag plug, but it does not have that little stock at the end. It's just like a round plate or disc, so just being held on that little slope by friction, and something kind of moved over and then knocked it over, so it landed face first into the ricordea, and it was very not happy. It was there for maybe half a day before I discovered it after work. So I'm just really thankful that I did not lose that frag, and it is slowly recovering. So because I had to move the Gonipora, I'm not ready to kind of glue it down there. I moved back there to let it recover. I moved the Go Torch from back there to up front because there's a hole that's perfect for a frag plug. So the Go Torch seems to be happy where it is, and hopefully it is not going to sting the ricordea. Now, last tank update video, I complained about the aquascaping up front because the Go Torch was over here, so it looks like one bulky column. After moving the torch over, it kind of opens this up a little bit. I'm a little bit happier with how this looks right now. There's a little bit more drama. So it may have been a good thing. The Space Invader continued to grow. It's doing really well. I still cannot pronounce the name. Space Invader Pectina? I'll get it one of these days. So that is good. Green Star Polyp is continuing to expand, and it is still not quite encroaching onto the Space Invader and the Gorgonian. So I'm gonna leave it be and see how it does. The sea anemone, I did not feed them as much the last week, simply because every time I come home it's kind of dark and light is already off. But as you can see, it really gotten big, and this week finally I started feeding it meaty food again, so I'm expecting this growth trend to continue. Now, sometimes I ask myself, would I rather have one big sea anemone or multiple smaller ones that cluster together? I don't know. I kind of like the fact that it's one big piece versus a bunch of smaller ones. But at the same time, you kind of have all your eggs in one basket. If that one anemone decide to move or is not doing well and pass away, that's it. Versus if you have a small colony of them, then at least like if one does not do well, even two do not do well, you're still okay. So we'll see. Right now there's two. There's obviously the rose bubble tip anemone in the back. I was lucky to pick up a really nice rose color ones, because the previous two I tried, they always went drape on me. Like they did not retain the intense color. But this one seems to be doing good. So the one in the back is the rose bubble tip anemone. Let me stick my fat finger in there. And then the one in front is the yellow/orange rainbow that I picked up from an auction quite a while ago. So I've been feeding them again this week, and they're doing well, and the female clown has really taken to it. She sleeps in the rose bubble tip anemone every single night, so that is great. Finally, the anemone is hosting the clown. So I also noticed that the tang is continuing to grow. Not quite the same size as the female clown yet, but it is getting there. So I was hoping that by winter the clan will maybe by winter, the clown will, it's not the clown, sorry, the tank will get too big for this tank, and that's when I'll upgrade. But that day may come earlier. If so, then I just gotta get the tank out. But we'll see. I'll keep an eye out on them. Another thing I'm happy to report is that the kryptonite candy cane coral in the back, it was doing really badly up here. I suspect that it was because of the green clown goby loving it to death, because the green clown goby keep going like in and out like this guy right here. It likes to dart around the coral heads, and it's maybe just irritating the candy cane to death. So as a test, I kind of moved the candy cane to the back where the green clown goby does not go, and sure enough, it is really bouncing back. So I think the candy cane is just not hardy enough to take on the abuse from the green clown goby, similar to the SPS a lot of you guys mentioned, because the green clown goby has a tendency to strip the flesh of the SPS to build a nest. Maybe I was trying to do something similar to the candy cane, so maybe they are not the angel that I thought they are. And moving a little bit to the right, the Zoas are growing them really well. I bought that frag for about $20 from a local sales at King of Corals in Frederick. I picked it up because I noticed that it is the same morph as the one on the side, which I really like. So I plug it there, so it seems like it's one continuous colony, which worked out well. And, oh, one thing I did not pay attention to was my Acan Lord. I did not notice that the Rhodectus actually got so big that it's kind of overlapping and stinging the Acan. So unfortunately I lost 2 or 3 small polyps on the side. You see where it's covered. But I really like the placement, so I kind of just left it and let them fight it out. The Rhodectus really does not multiply well in the aquarium. I've had them for a long time and I still have just these 2 polyps. So I'm just gonna leave it, thinking that the Acan is probably gonna continue to grow towards the inside of the tank versus outside, because being kept at bay on the right side. And since those polyps are already lost, I'll just let the skeleton be a buffer. We'll see. And of course, we got our Yasha Gobies. They're still really happy. They're actually coming to the front of the tank a lot now during feeding time, and I should probably do a feeding video soon. And we got the female in the back on that side, and it's connected underneath the column, so it's really cool. You see both of them pop up here, and all of a sudden one guy show up there. I was like, what? I have not seen the pistol shrimp recently, but I still hear the snapping, so I'm sure as well. The last time I saw him, he got big, so I'm sure nothing is really hunting it anymore. Gonipora Capricorn is doing okay. I feel like the growth has slowed a little bit compared to before, but the fact that I'm seeing new skeleton coming out on the side is a good sign. And frog spawn, everything seems to be doing good. I was a little worried because I lost a 3-head gold torch due to brown jelly. I was afraid that the brown jelly may have spread to this torch and of course frog spawns here. But everything seems okay after 3 or 4 weeks, so I think dodge a bullet right there. Thank you guys for your recommendation of pulling the head out and also dipping for treatment. And lastly, I noticed that now I have algae on the sand. I was really afraid these are dino algae returning, but they look like just regular algae because I don't see like trap air bubbles. And it's cool too because like at night I can see all the seraph snail working on it. They're all on the sand first and then they slowly migrate to the glass. But they are really not making too much of a dent. So I think I may actually have to get a diamond goby after all to kind of keep the sand turned over. Now, whenever I remember, I'll just turn the sand over myself, and after a day or two, I'll get a layer of algae like this again. So, if you guys remember, I picked up a tiger tail sea cucumber a while back, and it pretty much stayed in the back here. That's why you see the sand is so clean. But yesterday, I saw that it ventured out. Its head popped out here, so hopefully it will start tackling this area as well. And the night before, I actually saw him on the glass. It's like a huge guy right here, like this. It's ridiculous. So I don't know what it's doing on the glass, but it's good to see that he's doing well. It's moving around. That means it's relatively healthy and hungry, which hopefully means that it'll do a good job cleaning, moving around the tank and cleaning sand. And lastly, I want to tell you guys something I did because of your recommendation. I turned to Walmart's RODI water. Or maybe just RO water. I'm not sure if it's DI or not. Thanks to you guys as well as Alex, my buddy. He said that even though he has an RODI system, sometimes he still goes to Walmart to get their RO water. It's really cheap. The refill, okay, so the bottle costs about $5. The refill each time is about $1.50. With my tank being just 45 gallon and like a 10-gallon sump, I feel that maybe it's just easier to just keep getting our water versus trying to buy and install RODI units, because I don't have like a laundry room sink that I can hook it up easily to. So I'll do this for now. Every week I drop by Walmart and pick up 2 bottles, and every other week I'll do a water change with these water as well. So I've been doing this for about 3 weeks now. So hopefully this will help solve some of the algae issues. Alright, so this update has been pretty rambly. I apologize. But yeah, I just want to give you guys a quick, well, not that quick, pretty wordy updates of my 45 gallon cube tank. Can't even talk anymore. And I am now going to head off to the theater to watch The Purge with some friends. So I will catch you guys later. See ya.